Hello again, everyone. Edwin Lerner back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Saturn in conjunct Neptune in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do is make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, if you have Saturn in conjunct Neptune in a natal chart, an adjustment, which is the inconjunct, may be needed between activities associated with the career and work, which is Saturn, and relaxing, which is Neptune. Now, one or the other may be overemphasized. The key is to find balance and equilibrium between the two. It could be in some cases where your work or career may monopolize your time to the expense and exclusion of actually relaxing, even sleep, which is Neptune, or it could be vice versa, the other way around, where you may be dominated by too much relaxing, being stagnant, sleeping even, to the point where you let your work life go to the side, and in the career. So, the thing is, it's about finding the balance, the harmony, and the equilibrium between the energies. Because in inconjuncts in astrology, you could have a lot of vacillation and distortion of energy. Now, the thing is, let's say, for example, that, Neptune is in Libra. I mean, relaxing, as I've stated in previous videos, is not just, exclusive to just laying down or being stagnant. I mean, you could find even like say Neptune is in Libra, you could find artistic endeavors and activities relaxing, such as drawing, painting, or sculpting. Neptune in Scorpio, it can be activities connected with the occult, which includes astrology. You might find that somewhat relaxing. Now the thing is, another way that Saturn in conjunct Neptune may manifest in a natal chart is that activities, there may be an imbalance, which is the inconjunct, between activities associated with the father, which is Saturn, and those that are, less fortunate than yourself, which is Neptune. That can include, the homeless, the impoverished, the oppressed, and the hungry. Now, let's say, for example, that, Saturn is in Taurus, the father may be a Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be someone that's very persistent, patient, persevering, trustworthy, loyal, steadfast, but at the same time, maybe very inquisitive, materialistic, stubborn, and obstinate as well. Now, another thing about this aspect is that, the thing is, what I want to get at too is that, with the imbalance with the father and, and those less fortunate than yourself, what I want to kind of rewind is that, you may be, again, dominated by one or the other, where one or the other may monopolize your time to the expense of the other. It could be where, the activities with the father may dominate to the point where you don't put the time in that you necessarily need for those that are less fortunate yourself, or it could be the other way around, where you may be the people that are less fortunate than yourself may monopolize your time to the exclusion and expense of activities that are associated with the father. So again, the key is to find the balance, the equilibrium, and the harmony with that energy. Now, another way Saturn in conjunct Neptune may be expressed in the natal chart is that there may be too much or too little concentration, which is Saturn, on matters pertaining to the attainment of one's dreams and fantasies, which is Neptune. Now, let's say, for example, if Neptune is in Aquarius, those dreams and fantasies may be tied in with humanitarian, altruistic endeavors. It could be doing something with astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, aviation, meteorology, or rocket science. The thing is, you may at times put, exorbitant amount of concentration on those matters, and other times you just may put it to the side and be completely oblivious to it. So again, it's about finding the balance with this. Also, too, another way Saturn inconjunct Neptune may manifest in the natal chart is there may be too much or too little work, which is Saturn involved as far as going after your ideals, which is Neptune. Now, let's say, if Neptune is in Capricorn, as an example, your ideals may simply be about attaining success, career ambitions, maybe attaining greater social status, stature in life. It could be doing something related to business, politics, as some examples. And, there may be times where you may be working laboriously and going after these things, and other times you just may, be completely stagnant and apathetic in those matters. So the next thing, as far as Saturn inconjunct Neptune in a natal chart, it may also be expressed in healers, which is Neptune, may either be very, beneficial or no help whatsoever in matters connected with chronic issues, which is Saturn. Now, let's say, Saturn, first, it could be where the healers, again, which is Neptune, may, at times be very advantageous and helpful in those matters, whether they're giving you the right treatment or advice or what have you. Then other times, for whatever reasons, they may not be, may not give you an overabundance of help or assistance, whether they don't have, the method, or they're not giving you the right method or the treatment available, or they're just hard to get a hold of, as some examples, in order to make trouble contacting them in order to get the treatment necessary or have the issues alleviated with chronic problems. So let's say if Saturn is in Gemini, as an example, chronic issues may be associated with the arms, the hands, nerves, lungs, breathing, as some examples. Now, also, too, there may, either be, an exorbitant amount of inspiration, which is Neptune, in attaining greater social status and stature in life, which is Saturn, or none whatsoever. So again, you have a lot of vacillation and distortion of energy with this. Now, the thing is, if you have, say, Neptune in Sagittarius, attaining greater social status and stature in life may be done. Maybe it's done through publishing, advertising, sports. It could be things that, fields that are associated with the outdoors. It could be something with printing press operation, foreign travel, college teaching, as some examples. Now, another thing, also, two hidden adversaries, which is Neptune, may either have an extremely adverse effect, on one's reputation, which is Saturn, or none at all. Now, let's say Neptune, say is in Pisces, as an example. Those hidden adversaries, one or more, may actually be a Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply embody the traits of the sign. It could be those that are altruistic, compassionate, forgiving, passive, but at the same time maybe ones that are very deceptive, duplicitous, and gullible as well. It could also be, another way that this aspect may manifest in the natal chart is that, spiritualists and those associated with the metaphysical, which includes astrology, that's Neptune, may either be exceptionally advantageous or apathetic in matters associated with your fears. So there may be times when fear is being Saturn. Now, there may be times when spiritualists may really be very helpful in how, and even though it's in the metaphysical, including astrology, and helping you deal with those fears. Other times they may be oblivious and apathetic to it. Let's say if Saturn is in the zodiac sign Cancer, there may be some fear in simply expressing emotion, or it could be something in creating a home, a family, matters with safety, security, expressing unconditional love as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, everyone saying